Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Gloomhaven 2nd Edition. I'm Emerging Boat, and today we're going to be getting into the solo scenario for Clarissa, aka the Silent Knife. We just leveled up to level 5 with both the Silent Knife and Cragheart in the last scenario. And so we're coming back to Gloomhaven. We haven't done a city event or anything yet. We also have not progressed Clarissa's personal quest yet. I'm going to hold off on those things until the next non-solo scenario video. So in this video, I'm just going to do the level up for Clarissa, then we're going to go into the the solo scenario, and then I think the next video will also be another solo scenario. Let's go to Clarissa first, take a look at her stuff, and then for level 5, we're going to take a look at her card choices here. First option on the left, Serrated Arrow. The top action is an attack 4 at range 3 and wound. The bottom action is on your next attack targeting an enemy that is both adjacent to any of your allies and none of its allies, double the value of the attack. You gain 2 experience from that, and it is a lost card, or lost action, and that is all at initiative 95. The second card, Duelist Advance, has a top action of move 3, then attack 4, then move 2, and a bottom action of move 4, then pull 1 at range 2, and that's all done at initiative 7. Personally, these cards don't feel that exciting getting to level 5. They both can be very powerful, like especially I'm looking at the top of Duelist Advance. I mean, being able to have a move and an attack on the top of a card, let alone a move, attack, and then a move, like that is extremely strong. Especially if you were able to afford enhancing that attack with an immobilize, that is just, I mean, that's an incredible value. Well, it's expensive, but it's a really powerful action. But yeah, I don't know. This, the Serrated Arrow, an attack 4 at range 3. I wish this was at least a range 4 attack. At least that way it'd be more of a direct upgrade to Swift Bow. But if you're going with a ranged build, Serrated Arrow is probably what you're going to go with. I also wish that the range 3 was at least enhanceable so you could make it range 4. The bottom ability is very similar to the top loss of Smoke Bomb, in that you meet some conditions, you get to double the value of your next attack. I think by the time you get to level 5, you have a few ways you can go invisible. Serrated Arrow bottom, it's definitely easier to set up. It's maybe not easier to set up. It's maybe a little bit more reliable for doubling the value of your attack. But I don't know, to me it doesn't seem that much better than the bottom of Smoke Bomb, or than the top of Smoke Bomb. Especially considering the top of Smoke Bomb also gives you invisibility. I'm going to take Duelist Advance here just because to me it fits my builds better. I already have other characters who are doing wound, so the wound is not that exciting to me for a single target. But I would actually consider at this level going back to a previous level and taking cards. I like to avoid doing that unless I'm going for something very specific, because I just like trying to try out the new cards and see how they feel. Because there are a lot of times where like a card doesn't look that exciting initially to me, and then I try it and I'm like, wow, I see a lot more value in this than I expected. So yeah, we'll take Duelist Advance here. We do have 1 perk to get, and I'm gonna retcon / cheat a little bit here. I'm going to remove this perk from the replace a +0 with a +1 gain a money token card. I don't know that I've actually benefited from this yet. I think I almost benefited from it last scenario, but I wasn't actually able to gain the money token because of disadvantage. I'm instead going to replace it. I'm going to take both of these, replace a +1 card with a +1 invisible self. I think I'm getting close to being able to retire this class, and so I just want to go with something that's more fun. I already have plenty of money. Getting the invisibility, I think, could make this class like very interesting to play. So while I still have the opportunity to play it, I'm going to get the most value out of it. While we're still in Gloomhaven, I'm going to do one more thing with Clarissa, and I'm going to enhance a card. I'm going to enhance the top of Single Out with a wound. Number 1, I think this is going to be decently useful in this coming solo scenario. Number 2, I'm close to retiring Clarissa, so I want to start spending her money because I'm playing with temporary enhancements. There might be some times where, like, if I have a lot of money at the, like, when I'm retiring a character, I'll still end up doing a permanent enhancement on a character, but within the same campaign, I rarely come back to play a class again, but I could see trying to come back to playing Silent Knife and doing like a fully ranged build because it has a lot of potential. But anyway, I'm going to do this. This will cost me 60 gold as a temporary enhancement. So we should have 56 gold remaining. And I don't think we're supposed to donate to the sanctuary before we do the solo scenario, so I'm just going to move right on into our solo scenario. We don't do any road event or anything before this, so just jump over to here, set solo scenario. Boom, there we go. And I don't think there is anything in Foreteller for the solo scenarios unless I'm mistaken. Oh, maybe it's actually an add-on you can do. Anyway, I'm just going to read this one out loud and then we can move on from there. Introduction. A new job's just come in and your client wants you to take out an entire cult. Sounds fine to you, but it's certainly not a solo job. Normally, you'd have a whole group of friends to help you out with something like this, but for some reason, they're still a bit upset about the last person you killed. You don't really get it. You've got to get paid if you want to eat, but it's probably best that everyone takes a few days to cool off. So for this job, you had to reach out to a different sort of contact, another assassin. As you arrive at the cult's temple, you're greeted by two things you expected to see. Shireth, the assassin who agreed to take the job with you, and Undead. Shireth is hidden in the shadows of a pillar just outside of the entrance. How about a little help with these? You shout to her as the bones turn to face you. Sorry, I get paid up front before I start work. Union regulations, you know? What? Expecting to get paid for work like this is unbelievable. Assassins, honestly. Well, you didn't bring any gold with you for this job, so you'll need to pick some up the old-fashioned way. Scenario goals. The scenario is complete when all enemies in it are dead. At the end of that round, read Section 3. Special rules. Door 1 is locked. The elite bandit scout is Shireth. She does not act and cannot be targeted or affected by any abilities. Section links. When a round ends and you are adjacent to Shireth after looting 3 or more money tokens, read Section 1 at the start of the next round. So looking ahead to the scenario, it looks like we basically need to be collecting some money tokens to be able to pay Shireth to help us out. And we will need to be collecting a lot of money tokens if we want to stay on her good side. I don't really want to over-index on trying to collect too many money tokens, so we'll see if maybe it becomes better to let her lose some health and then we just decide not to pay her, or we try to really focus on getting a lot of money tokens, but we'll see. I do think we still get battle goals. Oops, wrong screen. There we go. I think we do still get battle goals for the solo scenario, so we'll take a look at these. Exterminator, kill 1 or more enemies of each monster type that appears in the scenario. Okay, well, that's pretty much guaranteed. Assistant, kill an enemy attacked by any of your allies earlier in the same round. Okay, that's useless. Never attack an enemy that has already acted in the round. Definitely not taking that one. I mean, Exterminator is pretty much guaranteed, so we'll choose that. Also, we need to bump this down to just normal level 3. Solo scenarios are meant to be played at a specific level, so I'm not going to try to go beyond that level. So hopefully this feels almost easy compared to some of the other scenarios that we've done, but solo scenarios are usually like a pretty tight, puzzly challenge, so I'm excited for this. But I could totally lose it. I have definitely lost solo scenarios before. Let's do our mercenary loadout and then we'll get into the scenario. I'll take this and put this here. For this first round, I'm going to start with the top of Sticks of the Shadows and the bottom of Hidden Daggers and just get some poison attacks off on these 2 living bones, numbers 1 and 9. I debated about trying to, like as a first move, running up, pushing or pulling, moving one of these enemies into that poison and damage trap, and then doing an attack on it to kill it. But I think in any case like that, if I kill the 1 living bones, I'm probably still going to take attacks from 2 of the living bones. And without that poison trap, I can't really reliably one-shot any of these skeletons. So while the skeletons are all still spread out, I'm just going to try to get a little bit of damage on them and poison them. And then hopefully that, like what I'm hoping is that I can start killing one skeleton per round after the first round. So hopefully I'll be able to kill all skeletons by the end of the 4th round. We'll go here and we'll draw. Oh, I should probably set my initiative, shouldn't I? Let's just go 26. Draw. Okay, living bones are going at 45 and moving and attacking. Okay, well, we'll start with the top of Stick to the Shadows, and we'll put that in our active ability area. Then we'll go to the bottom of Hidden Daggers, and this is going to end up being 2 attack 3 and poisons on these. So let's just move this over twice. We're going to get an experience from doing 2 attacks there. Let's start with attack 3 poison on Living Bones 1. +1, so that's 4, -1 from shield, so 3 damage, and poison. That's pretty good. And then we'll hit Living Bones 9 for the same thing. +0, so that is going to be 2 damage and poison. And that'll end Clarissa's turn. Then the Living Bones are up. Living Bones 1, I think I'll have move here. Oh, well, I mean, he would have to move there. It's the only place he would go. Then he's going to do an attack 2 on Clarissa. +2. Ew. Alright, well that's 4 damage off the bat. Then Living Bones 8 will go. Go 1, 2, 3. And do an attack 2. +1. Oh my gosh. It's 3 damage. I was not expecting to be taking that much damage. Then Living Bones 9 will go and move 1, 2, and just go right there. And that'll end round 1. For round 2, I'm first either going to attack this Living Bones or this Living Bones. I think it might depend on what they end up doing. If I attack this Living Bones, I think I'm guaranteed to kill it between the wound and the +1 attack here and all that stuff. Like unless I draw the null, of course. But so I could be almost guaranteed to kill 2 Living Bones this round because then I could do the bottom of what's it called? My new card, Duelist Advance, and move 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pull this Living Bones 9 into that trap there, doing 5 damage to it. I may end up taking a guaranteed kill because I don't think that I'll be able to kill, like, I was hoping maybe there's a chance I can kill all 3 Living Bones by the end of round 3, but I don't think that's going to happen in either decision I make here. So let's move on. Let's draw. They're doing move 4, attack 1. Yeah, okay, so let's just take the guaranteed kill because I didn't think I was going to be losing half my health with Clarissa in the first round. So we're going to do the top of Single Out first. This is going to be an attack 4 wound and poison on Living Bones 1. +0, that will kill this Living Bones with, what is that? Yeah, okay, that's just enough. 1 is dead. I will need to collect that at some point, but not right now. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Then I'm going to do pull 1, range 2 on Living Bones 9, which is going to pull them into this trap. And that will deal 5 damage. And leave a money token there. Okay, that will end Clarissa's turn. And we will go to Living Bones, who are going to do an attack 1 on Clarissa, +0, so that's 1 more damage to Clarissa. That will end round 2. This should be discarded. And also, I'm going to say that on my turn, I used Stamina Potion so that I could get back Single Out. I think I want that card back, and I think I want to extend my rest cycle. For round 3, I'm going to go very early, and I'm going to do the top of Single Out on that Living Bones 8, and then I'll use the bottom of Flanking Strike to, if I can, try to move out of range of getting attacked by this Living Bones. Unfortunately, I think if that Living Bones is doing any kind of movement at all, I think the minimum move it'll do is move 2. So I think it's going to be able to hit me from anywhere. So if it's doing any kind of movement, I might just move on to this money token and then just accept that it's going to hit me for an attack, and I'm going to be way lower on health than I would have expected to be. Go here and draw. Move 3. Oh. Oh no. This could end up being a reasonable time to be using my invisibility, although that's way earlier than I would have wanted to. Yeah, maybe it'd just be better to use my warding rod instead. Shoot. All right, this is not going well so far, but we'll play it out and see how it goes. We're going to do the top of single out, and we're going to do an attack 5 wound. Attack 5 wound. Fuck yeah! Oh my gosh, that is like the perfect time for a crit. Hell yeah. All right. I feel like I've had so many crits recently where it has just been like, what a crappy, annoying time, not ideal. This was ideal. Hell yes. All right, so that is, that ends up becoming an attack 10 wound, which does 9 damage. And we get another experience as well. Okay. And now I am more than okay with having taken all that damage before. This is pretty good. So we will now move, let's go 1, 2, land on this token. Just hang out there. We get 1 money token. That will end Clarissa's turn, and that will end the round as well. For round 4, we're going to use the, I have these reversed, no I don't. We're going to use the bottom of Swift Bow and collect the rest of the money tokens and just end the round adjacent to Shireth. And Smoke Bomb, we're just not going to use it for anything, we're just going to do a basic attack too. Here, draw. Use the bottom of a smoke bomb, move 1, 2, 3, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, go here, because why not? We'll collect these, and that'll put us at 3 money tokens. And then that will end our turn and end the round. Now we get to read section 1, which says, let's see. Well, what are you waiting for? Shireth asks as she deftly picks the lock to the door of the temple. We've got a cult leader to kill. Try to keep up. The lock clicks and the door swings open. Special rules. Lose 3 looted money tokens. Open door 1. Shireth is now an ally to you and an enemy to all other monsters. She can be targeted and affected as normal, but all attacks targeting her gain disadvantage. She does not flip an ability card, but instead performs move +0, attack +0 at initiative 8 each round, including this round. If there are no revealed enemies alive, she will focus on and open door 2. If Shireth dies, the scenario is lost. Oh, I guess technically I need to play my cards first before I actually read this. Boom, look at this. Yep, I already chose my cards. Don't worry about it. These are the last 2 cards that I have in my hand. We're going to be going late, using the bottom of Backstab for movement, and using the top of Gruesome Advantage to be able to get an attack off on somebody. Okay, let's hit draw here, and now we are officially in round 5. So now is when we would lose our 3 money tokens. We can click section 1. Yes. Let me set up this room really quickly. Okay, we got 2 living corpses, we've got 2 living bones, and we've got 1 cultist. And I am thinking we're going to need to prioritize that cultist as much as possible so they don't start summoning more living bones. This view. So this door technically opened at the start of the round before it was Clarissa's turn, so I think Shireth still goes first. So she will move 1, 2, 3. Go there. That will end her turn. Then the cultist will go 1, 2. Where do I want the cultist to go? Probably here, almost certainly. And then it will do an attack 1 at disadvantage on Shireth. +0 or -1, so no damage. Then cultist is done. It'll bring us to living bones. Living bones 1 will move first. Go there. Living bones 9 will now go here. Give me an attack 3 at disadvantage. +0 or +1, so that'll be 3, and then Shireth is shielding for 1, so it's 2 damage. That'll end their turn. Then we go to the living corpses, and we'll do move 1, move 1. Living corpses are done. And now we get to Clarissa's turn. She's going to be doing a move 6, which is not really going to be going very far here. We're just going to move onto this money token, collect that because we will need that later. Then we will do the top of Gruesome Advantage and do an attack 6, gain an experience on the cultist. +0, so that's 6 damage to the cultist. Not killing it, which is a good thing. And then that will end Clarissa's turn. And that will end the round. I'm going to short rest with Clarissa. I could long rest. Do I want to long rest right now? I don't, because if the cultist ends up summoning, it's going to go late. And then if it goes late, then Shireth is probably not going to prioritize targeting it. So I need to make sure we kill that cultist. So 3, 2, 1, boom. Swift bow. Ooh, the only reason not to lose that is because it can make it harder to loot all the tokens I need for the next room. All right, I'm gonna lose a health. It might be better for me to have just said, okay, I'm just gonna accept that I'm gonna try to have to turn on Shireth later, but 3, 2, 1. Boop. Yeah, single out is also a great card to keep, but like I said, every time I go to lose a card with Clarissa, I'm like, I love that card. I'll say I'm really regretting not having brought Quick Hands for 2 reasons. Number 1, having another loot card would be great. Number 2, having a bottom attack right now would be really, really nice. For round 6, I'm going to play Duelist Advance and Hidden Daggers. What I'm mainly looking to do is kill this cultist early. And then I might use my Cloak of Phasing to be able to get somewhere around like here after I kill that cultist. And then use the bottom of Hidden Daggers to be able to get a couple of attacks off on these 2 enemies. And then with Cloak of Phasing, we'll be able to teleport back and get into safety. I'll probably look to get Warding Rod on, what's it called? Shireth soon, and myself. But I may wait on that until I can figure out if I'm going to have enough loot tokens. So go here, draw. Clarissa's going early. Shireth is going early as well, obviously. Living corpses are getting closer, but won't be in range to attack. And then, dang, I was kind of afraid that the Living Bones might be doing a big attack right now. I was kind of tempted to use Smoke Bomb to get them away, to get this one away from Shireth, but that's okay. Could just end up using Warding Rod. So yeah, let's use Cloak of Phasing. We're going to get jump on all of our movements this round. Then we will use the top of Duelist Advance, go here. And let me move this camera. All right, now Clarissa is going to do an attack 4 on the cultist. +0, so... Actually, I wonder... Shoot. It might have been better for me to do this attack 4 on the Living Bones, but too late now. Maybe not though, because then the bottom of Hidden Daggers would actually just be an attack 1, so we would risk not killing the cultist. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure which would be better. Okay, but that cultist is dead. Drops a money token, and then we can do a move 2. We could land on that money token, but I'm going to prioritize damage for now. So we're going to finish our Duelist Advance, move there. Then we'll do the bottom of Hidden Daggers, and we're going to do an attack 2 on the Living Bones and an attack 2 on the Living Corpse. Who do I want to hit first? Let's do the Living Bones. Attack 2 on Living Bones, number 9. Times 2! It's 4 damage. So 3 damage after shield. I don't think we're going to be able to kill that cultist yet, or that living bones, but that's okay. Then attack 2 on living corpse. Plus 0. 2 damage to the living corpse number 4. That'll end Clarissa's turn, which means she's going to just teleport back to here. Here, end her turn, and then we are on the bandit's turn, Shireth. I think she should have the allied deck, right? So I gotta figure out how to pull that up. Okay, I'm not sure how to get the allied deck to show up in here when it's not already there, so I'm just gonna use the actual manual, or the actual allied deck. Stop shuffling in 3, 2, 1, boop. All right. Keep these right here. We got plenty of room down in this area right now. So Shireth is doing an attack 4 on Living Bones 9, and we flip a +1, that is 5. So it'll end up being 4 damage. Hell yeah! And that is just enough to kill it. Shireth, you freaking rock. I hope I can pay you. Okay. That will kill that. Boom, Shireth, very nice. Now we move down to the living corpses. 1, 2, 2. That ends their turn, and then Living Bones attacks without moving, does nothing. Next round, please. For round 7, I am going to prepare with Stick to the Shadows. Actually, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to switch this out. I'm instead going to do, I'm going to go at 12, I think, with flanking with Smoke Bomb still. So that way, Shireth can go first, go up to that living corpse, do an attack, and then I can go up and hopefully kill the living corpse right after. And then the round after that, what I'm hoping to be able to do is just use the bottom of Swift Bow to be able to loot all those coins. But I will most likely need to use my Cloak of Invisibility this round. We'll see. I just don't know if I'm going to be, if I'm trying to loot all these tokens, I don't know if I'm going to have time to long rest. But before I keep second guessing myself, let's just commit to this and draw. The Living Bones is going to be doing a move 1. Okay, so Living Bones is going to be a non-factor this round. Then the Living Corpse is going to move 1. And, well, if we... Yeah, I probably still need to go invisible. Okay, well, Shireth is up first. Going to do a move 3, 1, 2. I don't get to control its movement, do I? Her movement? No, I don't think so. So she's going to do an attack 4 on that living bone or living corpse. +1. Hell yeah, that is going to be 5 damage. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's the right living corpse. And that will end Shireth's turn, bringing it to my turn. We're still going to use the bottom of Smoke Bomb. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to move that enemy. I mean, I can't move them anyway. Then we're going to use the top of Flanking Strike to do an attack 5, gain an experience. Attack 5, go +0. That's enough to kill that living corpse. Boom, dead. It's there. And I am going to use my Cloak of Invisibility so that we can go invisible. That will end Clarissa's turn. Then the Living Bones will go, move 1, go there, do nothing. Next turn, Living Corpse will go, move 1, go there, do nothing. Next turn, next round, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. For round 8, we're going to go very late, and we're going to use the top of Gruesome Advantage on that living corpse most likely, because our friend Shireth should have moved up by that point. So be able to get a nice attack on it, and then we're going to use the bottom of Swift Bow to be able to collect all those loot tokens over there. Also, it's important for me to tell you that I just tried to turn the sound down because I heard a lawnmower outside, and I was like, that's too loud. So this just goes to show what Gloomhaven actually does to your brain. Gloomhaven, not even once. Cut over to this. Is that a good view? Turn the exposure down on that webcam. I feel like that webcam I have to keep just messing with the exposure because it feels like it changes all the time without my consent. Oh, and we need to draw our cards here, see what everybody's doing. Living Corpse is going to get a big attack. At least they're doing it at disadvantage. And Living Bones is not moving. You fool. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I was really nervous about how much health I lost in that first room, but I think we're setting up pretty well. I do kind of wish I had used my warding rod last round, but we did not. So Shireth is going to go move up here and do an attack 4 on the Living Corpse. It's going to be +0, 4 damage to that Living Corpse. That ends Shireth's turn. Then the Living Corpse is going to return serve and do an attack 4 at disadvantage. Null, hell yeah, or +1. Well, now I'm okay with not having done the warding rod. So no damage. That ends Living Corpse's turn. Then Living Bones goes. Does not do anything because it can't move. Then Clarissa is up. We're going to do the top of Gruesome Advantage to start. It's going to be an attack 6, gain an experience. And attack 6. Okay. Honestly, not the end of the world. Maybe we can spin it into a positive thing and say it's going to buy us more time to collect loot. So we'll do the bottom of the Swift Bow and go 1, 2, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I may end up just wanting to use my jump to get over this box. Collect these. Ugh. Come on. Okay, that was 4 money tokens, so we're up to 5. We're going to need 8 for the next room. And then I think here I am going to use warding rod, just in case. So Clarissa will get ward, and Shireth will get ward. That will end Clarissa's turn, and we will go to the next round. For round 9, we're going to go as late as we can. These are the last 2 cards I have in my hand. We're going to use Stick to the Shadows to prepare for next round. I'm okay with keeping this out while I'm going to be resting, because if I don't keep this card out, I'm going to have an odd number of cards in my hand for the next rest cycle. So this actually works out. And then I'm just going to use a movement to land on one of those money tokens. I'm going late just to see if we happen to go after the Living Bones, for instance, then we can avoid being attacked by it. Because, yeah, I just don't want to be attacked by the Living Bones. Go here and draw. Okay, Living Bones is just continuing to be kind of useless and selfish back there. That's fine with me. Then the Living Corpse is doing... Is that its nothing special? Yeah. It's going to be doing another attack 4 on Shireth. So, honestly, this is a pretty nice looking round. Shireth is going to kick us off and do an attack 4 on that Living Corpse. -1. That's just going to be 3 damage. And then that'll end Shireth's turn. Living Bones is up. Doesn't do anything important. Now becomes Clarissa's turn. We'll do the top of Stick to the Shadows. And let's just do the bottom of Backstab, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go here. Doesn't really matter. Although it could, because there could be some things I want to do with positioning with that Living Bones and try to make it come around. That gives us 1 more loot token, and we just need to collect 2 more before we're safe for the next room. And that will end Clarissa's turn. Then the Living Corpse is up. It will do an attack 4 at disadvantage on Shireth. -1 or +0, so 3. Her shield brings it down to 2, and then we have that with ward to 1 damage. That ends Living Corpse's turn and ends the round. Oh, and I need a little token over here. You know what? Clarissa's getting a long rest. We're going to go at 99. Shireth, you got this. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Boom. Nothing much to look at here. Then we jump over here and draw. Shireth, you're going to do an attack 4 on that living corpse. Can you kill it? Yes, you can. That's 4 damage. Boom. Living corpse, you are dead. It goes there. That ends Shireth's turn. Then the living bones is up. Go here and do an attack 2 at disadvantage. -1 or +0, that's 1, and then shield, so no damage to Shireth. Living bones is done. I'm up, I gain 2 health, and I get to choose which card I lose. I'm excited about that. I'm going to lose Backstab. I'm done giving explanations for him because I never have good explanations for Clarissa. I did do my math right, so we have 6 cards in hand now, which is perfect. End that round. Yes, confirm. For round 11, I'm going to do the bottom of Swift Bow, because if we can collect those last 2 loot tokens, because remember there is a loot token under those Living Bones, then we're going to have 8 loot tokens and be safe for the next room, which will make more sense in a bit. And then we can do the top of Duelist Advance to get an attack off. I'm intentionally trying to go after Shireth, so that way if Shireth does end up doing enough damage to be able to kill the Living Bones, or when we go on our turn we're able to do enough damage to kill the Living Bones, then we should be able to get the loot token it drops this round. The downside is that I'm risking an attack on Shireth, but you know, that's a risk that I'm willing to take for Shireth. To do Living Bones is moving 3, attacking 2, target 2. That's fine. Shireth is going to do an attack 4 on that Living Bones. Great. Okay, so no damage. Let's put this like that so I remember to shuffle those. That'll end Shireth's turn. Then I'm still going to do the bottom of Swift Bow. I'm going to use my winged shoes here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can go there. Loot these. Bringing us up to 8 loot. Then we do the top of Duelist Advance. I'm going to skip that first move ability. Then we're going to do an attack 5 poison. +1, that's 6, so that's going to be 5 damage and poison. And then we'll do a move 2 and let Shireth take that attack. That'll end Clarissa's round, and then that's going to bring us to Living Bones. Living Bones is going to do an attack 2 on Shireth. -2, no damage. Living Bones is done. Next round, please. We do need to shuffle these up. Let's do... These are not sleeved, so these are going to be a little bit harder to shuffle. So let's do one of these, a little bit of this, and then I'm going to just divide these up. Do I need to be showing this on camera? Probably not, but I've already started. Maybe I'll have a bookmark just for this. Emerging Boat shuffles differently than he normally does. Actually, that's not true. This is actually how I normally shuffle cards, especially cards I haven't shuffled in a while. I just like to try to get more variability in there, but I can't like do any kind of mash shuffling effectively. 3, 2, 1. Come on. There we go. I'm sorry you can never get that 60 seconds of your life back. Also, I think at this point I have completed Exterminator. I think I've completed our battle goal. For round 12, I'm going to go early for no real reason. I do know what this room looks like. I know the layout of what's going to happen because it tells you to study these scenarios beforehand. So my plan is that I'm just going to open the door. I don't think I'm going to go in a lot. I'm kind of counting on Shireth to finish off this Living Bones back here. But I want to open this door just to start the enemies moving towards us. I'm not planning to use the top of Hidden Daggers yet. I think maybe I'll end up doing that next rest cycle. Okay, let's kick this off. Go draw. And Living Bones should hopefully be dead at that point. Clarissa will go first. We're going to do the bottom of Flanking Strike to do a move 5. Move 2 gets us into that door. Put that over there. As you enter the central room of the temple, the cult leader turns from the altar, an enormous shrine erected in homage to an orchid with a vaguely familiar face. He looks at you, anger seeping into his every word. "Foolish non-believers," he yells. "Our Lord Zane is the only hope for the future of Gloomhaven, but what else could I expect from mercenaries? After all, you care nothing for others, and only work to line your own pockets. Very well. As our congregation has no further need of material possessions, we have gold aplenty to offer you. Though our Lord Zane does not prefer we get rid of our money through him, kill the silent knife, and it's all yours." Shireth looks at the gold being offered by the cult leader and then to you, raising an eyebrow. "A girl's gotta eat. Of course, if you can afford to match the offer, we could continue our pre-existing arrangement." Mercenaries. Special rules. You may immediately lose 8 looted money tokens. If you do, Shireth is still an ally to you and an enemy to all other monsters. If you do not, she is now an enemy to you and an ally to all other monsters. In either case, she continues to perform her turns as previously indicated. All attacks targeting her still gain disadvantage, and the scenario is no longer lost if she dies. Now we could decide to keep these money tokens and just have them, but I don't really have a need for it. I think it'd be more fun to have Shireth still fighting for us. So we're going to lose 8 money tokens. We still have movement. Let's see, what is going to be happening? The cultist is going to be moving 3. So I probably want to move back so I don't get cursed. And then Living Bones moving 4 and attacking 1. Living Corpse is just moving 1. Okay. So yeah, I will move backwards 1 space there. And then we don't do anything with the top of Hidden Daggers, and that will end Clarissa's turn. Shireth goes now and does an attack 5 on this Living Bones. That's +0, so it's going to be 4 damage. 4 damage. This Living Bones dies. And you get that dropped there. Shireth is done. Elite Cultist will go 1, 2, 3. Is not in range to attack. So we move on. Living Bones will do a move 4. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4 going there. And your turn, and then the Living Corpse will do a move 1, ending there. And that will end the round. For round 13, I'm just going to play the 2 cards that I have remaining in my hand. There's a few things I could do here. Like most likely I'll end up using the bottom of Smoke Bomb to move in and move either the Living Bones or the Elite Cultist into that trap, causing some damage and poisoning them. Then doing Gruesome Advantage on one of those enemies. Although also now I'm just kind of realizing that I'm not going to be able to use Gruesome Advantage to its fullest because if I move an enemy into that trap, they're not going to be there will be adjacent to an ally. That's okay. I'll still go early. We'll just play these cards based on what the monsters draw, then we can determine if we want to change our plan here. This camera, draw. Alright, Cultist is moving and healing. Living Bones is moving and attacking. It's a decent attack. And Living Corpse we don't have to worry about. Okay. Shireth will go first and do 1, 2, 3. Moving there. It'll end her turn. Then I'm up. I think maybe I'll just go and attack this. I think maybe I'll try to kill this Living Bones off. Let's go 1, 2 there with the bottom of Smoke Bomb. Then we will walk this enemy into that poison damage trap. They become poisoned and damaged. Gonna be 5 damage to them. Okay. Then we will do the top of Gruesome Advantage, and we're not going to get the extra rider effect there. This is going to be an attack 5, no experience. Actually, attack 6, we do get an experience from Stick to the Shadows. Attack 6 plus 0. Yep, that's way more than we need. That's 5 damage after shield. That'll kill that Living Bones. Drop a money token. End Clarissa's turn. Then the cultist will heal itself. Doesn't actually heal anything, but it does get Safeguard, which will prevent my next poison or other negative effect. Then the living corpse goes, doesn't do anything, and then we will all move on to the next round. I will short rest here. 3. Oh gosh. Why can I never shuffle on camera? 3, 2, 1. Bloop. Boom. Losing Smoke Bomb. I mean, it would be really nice to have the top of Smoke Bomb. I also don't really want to lose my ward, so yeah, I guess we'll lose that. Shoot. I did want to discard Stick to the Shadows because I only have one charge left on it, and I would have an odd number of cards in my hand. So I'm going to redo this. So I wouldn't really mind losing Stick to the Shadows. 3, 2, 1. Oh gosh. All right, we'll just do that card since it was odd man out. Flanking Strike. Sure, we can lose that. I think I'm at this point where I'm just going to have some fun with this. We are going to use the top of Smoke Bomb, set us up for a nice attack next round, hopefully just be able to kill off one of these enemies next round. I'm going to be a little annoyed if the cultists do a summon. Otherwise, I think we're looking pretty good. And draw. Okay, no summon, that's great. We'll be healing, so it'll be healing the damage that Shireth does. Okay, that's fine. Move, attack 4, but Earth is not strong. All right, that's fine. Shireth starts 1, 2, 3, and does an attack 4, -1, so it's 3 damage to this cultist. Shireth's turn is done. Now I am up, and I will do the top of Smoke Bomb. That's going to give us invisible and strengthen. You know what? Maybe I should have done... that doesn't really matter. Then we will do the bottom of Stick to the Shadows and move here. Just collect this token. We get one of our loot back. Then we'll end Clarissa's turn. Oh, it does also infuse Dark. There we go. The cultist will do an attack 2 at disadvantage. +1 or +1. It's going to be 3 damage and then 2 damage because our friend is shielding. And you are cursed. This is annoying more than anything, but now I just have to shuffle a curse card into this deck. Just adds to my cleanup later, adds to the time here. There you 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's cut the deck here. Boom. And then healing for X, where X is the amount of damage suffered by the target of the attack ability. So healing for 2. That ends the cultist's turn. Then the living corpse will go and move 1, 2, 3. There. Then if the move ability was performed, living corpse suffers 1 damage. It'll end the living corpse's turn and end that round. For round 15, we are hopefully just going to be executing that elite cultist. We're going to do the top of Gruesome Advantage along with using our Dawn Blade to get a very large attack. And we're going to use the bottom of Duelist Advance to just start working our way over here and collecting these money tokens. And I'm pretty much just going to leave that elite living corpse to Shireth for now. All right, draw. And okay, good thing we're killing that cultist now. Well, hopefully. So with Clarissa, we're going to start with the top of a gruesome advantage, which is going to be an attack 6. We're going to gain an experience. I'm going to also be using Dawnblade, which is going to bring us up to an attack 7, and then Smoke Bomb is going to double this to an attack 14. And we get advantage on this. Null or +0. Thank God I put that strengthen on there. Oh my gosh. My buddies and I were playing Gloomhaven Digital the other night, and one of them was playing, what's the name of the Silent Knife in first edition? Scoundrel. And same thing happened. Use Smoke Bomb, was going to double the next attack, and they did not have strengthen, so they pulled a null and lost like an 18 damage attack. So that's 14 damage. That is just enough to kill that elite cultist. Boom. That's amazing. You are dead. It goes there. And then we'll do the bottom of Duelist Advance to move 1, 2, 3, 4 onto one of these money tokens. And that will end Clarissa's turn. Oh, and we get 2 experience from Smoke Bomb. No, not that. There we go. Then Shireth is up. Gonna do a move here. Attack 4. It's gonna be 3 damage. 3. Shireth is done. Then the Living Corpse is up and is going to do an attack 4 on Shireth at disadvantage. -1 is 3, gets brought down to 2 from shield. That ends the Living Corpse's turn. And we end round 15. For round 16, we're going to use the top of Hidden Daggers. I didn't actually plan out to be doing these attacks. I mostly just cared about getting the money. But we're just going to throw a bunch of daggers at this Living Corpse, and then we are also going to be collecting 4 more money tokens, and then this should hopefully be the last round. This screen, and we're going to need to watch Clarissa take all this money, so let's turn that way, and tilt this down a little bit, and then we'll draw the cards. Okay, we're still beating the Living Corpse, which is good. Shireth does an attack 4, which there is the null. All right, great. That ends Shireth's turn. It is my turn. I'm going to do the top of Hidden Daggers, get 2 experience for that, and we're going to do 5 attack 2s on Living Corpse 5. So +1, that's 3 damage. Attack 2, +1, that's 3 damage. Attack 2. Hey, now we're going invisible. That is going to kill it. That's going to be 3 damage, and we're invisible, but that's not going to matter. I'm going to end my attacks there, and then we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Select all these tokens. 4 tokens collected. We end our turn. At the end of the round, we get to read section 3. Conclusion. You observe the results of your work. The job's done and everyone got paid what they were due, one way or another. Well, everyone but you, that is. Hopefully you can report back to your client and get what's yours without any further incident. And then maybe you could buy something nice for yourself. You deserve it after all. Our reward is this. It's a very small card for the screen, but we get the Silent Stiletto, which is add Pierce 1 to all your attacks. And at first I read this and I was like, that's not a big deal. I mean, I guess you can exhaust it, get it back on long rest. No, it's just a passive Pierce 1 to all your attacks. That is incredible, especially if you start going for the ranged build where you're going to have a lot of small attacks. Pierce 1 is huge. So I love this. I will take this instead of getting the extra perk that we could get. There we go. We're done with that scenario. We'll go here. We will go down to this. Success for our scenario. We did complete our battle goal. That's 2 check marks. We get a new perk just from that. Then let's check out our scenario statistics. We did 81 damage, which is awesome. It is so satisfying, the burst of damage that she can do. Max should actually be 14 damage, but I just didn't do that correctly. She got 21 experience from doing that. We got 18 gold. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty solid scenario. Let's finish that. And then, does it show that solo scenario item in here? I don't really need it to track here. It does not, that's fine. I'll probably end up selling the Dawnblade now because the Silent Stiletto does take up a hand slot. But Dawnblade did help us to kill that that elite, what's it called? Elite cultist. Okay, so this should be a fairly short video overall, but let's talk about a debrief here. Yeah, the first room had me a little nervous with how much damage I took there. I'm a little curious how it would have turned out. Like if I hadn't crit on that Living Bones, that was a huge thing in my favor, and I'm curious how much different the scenario would have been had I not done that. We also got pretty lucky with what the Living Bones were drawing when we were in the second room, because we didn't really have to deal with them making many attacks. Shireth was able to just kind of slowly work his way up. I was able to take my time collecting money tokens. That worked out pretty well. I still have a decent amount of cards left. Like these two, well, I guess this one would have been lost. This one would have been a discard. Oh gosh. So I would have had 3 cards in hand, but like towards the end there, I was just kind of losing cards just to get some experience and do funny stuff. I don't really think I needed to do it. It was nice to be able to kill that elite cultist in one turn, but had I not tried to do that, I probably would have just been, I probably would have done an attack the turn before and just spread the damage across. So I felt like after the first room, like as we started getting partway into the second room, it's when I started feeling very confident in the ability to do the scenario. But after this first room, I was like, I might have to be restarting this soon. If I did have to restart it, things that I might have considered doing differently, ultimately maybe it's fine that I didn't take Quick Hands with me into this scenario, but I might have considered bringing that. I'm not sure what I would have swapped out in its place, but being able to have both Swift Bow and Quick Hands for looting, and also Quick Hands for that bottom attack, that would have been nice. And it may have also helped me with that first room, because I think second and third room I did fine. The first room, I think that was the one that came down to a little bit more luck than anything else. So if I wanted to have a better plan going into the first room, maybe it would have involved using Quick Hands bottom attack to be able to reliably kill all 3 of those Living Bones more quickly. Yeah, and I'm curious if it's better to try to do what I did in that first turn, or if it's better to just kill off one of the Living Bones, pulling them through the trap. I'm not sure. I think in both cases you're still going to end up taking attacks from 2 Living Bones unless you draw, like depending on what attack, monster ability attack you draw. But I liked this scenario. This was fun. I do like that these solo scenarios they really lean into just the unique characteristics of the class. Like this one specifically, it did a good job of spacing out the enemies and giving you the opportunities to, like they start off kind of spread apart. So if you're going to do your attacks that benefit from enemies not being adjacent to their allies, it's good to do them early, because otherwise they're more likely to start moving up and grouping together. But being able to, like, you know, getting an ally in this, but also making it so that you have to pay for that ally just is cool, because it's like, okay, you know, Clarissa is very used to being able to loot, or the Silent Knife is used to being able to do a lot of looting, but guess what? In this, it's like you will get rewarded for it, but it's also gonna, like, you could choose to just keep that money if you wanted to and just say, oh, that's fine, I can deal with having to kill the assassin, the bandit scout at the end of the scenario. I didn't do a lot of the solo scenarios for 2nd edition yet. The one that stands out the most to me that I tried, or that I did, it took me multiple attempts though, was Music Notes. I think it was Music Notes. Yeah, there was one that took me to my 3rd attempt until I got it. This one I felt, maybe it was mostly from luck, but I felt pretty good about this one. But that's all I got. I'm going to end it here. I think we're able to keep this video in under an hour, which is incredible for my videos. I think people are going to look at that timestamp and be like, did Emerging Boat like die halfway through? I did not. I actually survived. Clarissa survived. Shireth survived. We're good to go. Yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.